Okay, so hello, Internet! Welcome to Creative Live. We're here with Understanding Light with Mr. Mark Wallace. Mark is one of our original instructors here at Creative Live. It's been about 2 years since we've had him here in the house, and we are extremely happy to have him back after such a long break. This man is truly a master of light. And you guys know, as photographers out there, that understanding light is one of the most important things that you need to bring to the table in order to create extraordinary photographs. So my name is Jim Katechi. This is the lovely Susan Roderick. And we are going to be your hosts today. So you guys, we're going to do about 10 minutes of pre-show before we get started in the content. So please let us know in the chat rooms whether you can hear us and see us properly, except for Susan, because we know we can't hear her. And also let us know where you're watching from and how we can find you online. Now, an exciting thing about Creative Live is the fact that not only you guys out there can interact with us right here in the classroom, but we also have what we call our front row. This is an in-studio audience who are here to learn directly from Mark. So we're going to go ahead and turn it over to them. We're going to meet them. And you guys, if you could just let us know what your name is and where we can find you online. Tell us a little bit about what kind of photography you do and also what your main challenges with light are. So let's go ahead and start right here.
My name is Nita. I am mostly a children's portrait photographer, and my website is jangelinphotography.com. And I think the biggest struggle that I have in like a home situation where I'm photographing at home is the mixing of the different types of light, fluorescent or whatever might be in the home, along with my flash.
Cool, thank you. All right.
I'm Julie. I'm from Southern Oregon. My website is jchasephotographyart.com. My biggest challenge is with a live subject, not like freaking out that there's somebody live sitting in front of me and me fumbling with my equipment.
That's really tough, huh?
That is my worst fear. And that's what I do every time. Just 1 second. I just need to check one thing. Just 1 second. I just need to fix one thing. Yes. It's a horrible feeling, isn't it? It'd be good to have that confidence.
Yeah.
Isn't it? All right, you're going to learn that here.
Yeah, you will. You'll be able to come away with that. And Julie, you've been around before, right? You've
Yes.
taken a few classes this year.
Yes, I was here for Lighting Week last year in June.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
My name is Andrew Berklid. I'm a photographer here in Seattle, and I shoot people and life's amazing moments. I'm here today hoping to better understand the mixing of light sources as well as how to balance them in the environment.
Cool. And Andrew, do you do a lot of portraiture outside when you're like going to be outside in like the sunlight and you want to mix some light?
Yeah, and also, you know, in interior spaces you get mixed lighting a lot. So you can also find me online at andrewberklid.com.
Cool. Do you have a studio that you work out of?
Yeah, I work with a studio in Soto District.
Okay, cool. Natural light?
A lot of speed lights.
A lot of speed lights.
Yeah.
So is that your main light source? You use speed lights?
Typically, yeah.
Cool. Awesome. We're going to be definitely covering that. All right, let's go to the back row.
If you could stand up, that would be great.
My name is Julie Lopez. My website is julielopezphotography.com. And I'm a street photographer, so only do natural light. And so everything I learn these next 3 days is going to be very helpful as I go into a new project doing studio work.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And challenges with light when you're on the street?
No, because it's in the moment, and I
Yeah.
get what I get. So to have specific lighting in a studio or even outside, and hearing the mix of lighting that I'll have to be using for this next project is going to be new territory for me.
What's really cool is understanding light is even, you know, I'm more of a natural light shooter, but understanding light when you're out, even in the street, you're looking at things differently. You're looking at where the shade is and where the light is hitting
Right.
and what is bouncing off even walls of buildings and things like that. So this class is understanding light. It's not just all about strobes and speed lights. It's also about natural light and just understanding light in general. So that's what I'm also really excited about. It's just always good to just have this right in the back of your mind all the time.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Hi, I'm Lori. I'm actually here for 2 reasons. I'm a recent corporate expat, so I just started a new business called Experts and Ideas, and the website's being built. But we aggregated about 30 professionals who have real-world experience with marketing retail and e-commerce. So I've done lots of photo shoots from my advertising background, but need to learn it firsthand so we can work with small businesses and entrepreneurs in their product features and doing shoots for commercial marketing. And I'm also doing an artistic project that's pushing the envelope in a way new direction, and it's a high concept photography portrait exhibition thing. So
Cool. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah, we love to see people doing both sides of the coin.
Yeah,
so that's
good.
great. Yeah, and so you're pursuing that creative, but you're also establishing that in your real world. So that's great.
Yeah. So are you asking questions?
Yeah, she wants to know more.
Yeah, so I had this idea for an art project, and actually Julie is a friend of mine, and she was a professional photographer, and I was a rookie. So I tapped her as well as a friend of mine who's a comedian out of New York, and we threw around some ideas, and we can't get too much in the detail because it'll be a reveal that we don't want to give away the gist of the exhibition, but it's super funny. It's going to be parodying some very important historical figures that were men, but putting them in a way that we haven't seen them before.
Nice. Now, one more question. In your corporate world, were you doing editorial type shooting or more advertising and bringing in photographers kind of a thing?
Yeah. So I worked, I actually sold online advertising and e-commerce, facilitated the transaction processing. But in that, soup to nuts, since we started back in the 90s, we've been able to work firsthand with all the clients. So being on set, trying to direct people how to shoot for online versus real world and things were always our wheelhouse, because video and online photography had a little bit of nuance you had to do in building ads for that medium. So
cool. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Happy to have you here.
Hi, I'm Tanya Yankova, and I am from Edmonds, Washington. I lived in Rye, New York, which I'm in the process of moving right now. I can be found at tanyay.com, www.tanyay.com, and I do mostly children's portraiture, and I'm starting to get into dance photography and events photography, and ultimately I would like to be shooting mostly weddings and other events and families. My personal challenge with lighting is speed lights, which I would like to learn more about, but I would definitely want to focus on shooting outdoors.
And are you doing off-camera flash right now?
I'm not doing any flash right now.
Okay.
I usually don't use flash. I try to use higher aperture and higher ISO to compensate that.
Especially when you're chasing down those kids? Is that really tough?
Yeah, it's especially when you're when you're shooting an ice hockey event, for example, you can't really be using a flash.
Right.
So
In my opinion, speedlights are the hardest thing about photography.
they are,
The
yeah.
absolute most difficult. So, how about we have one more student? Thank you for sharing.
My name is Tilly, and you can find me at www.naissancephotography.com. And the biggest reason why I'm here is to work on, I do two different kinds of photography, birth photography in no light, and then also family photography, which is in a lot of light. And one of my biggest struggles, we're so gifted here living in Seattle with wonderful overcast days, which for me is the best way to photograph people, but when the sun does come out, how to use flash to compensate for shadows. Hopefully we'll go over that, I don't know. And then how to use the light in birth photography to create more interesting photos of my clients during the birthing process. So that's
cool.
the two reasons I'm here. Challenge, Mark.
Well, we're very happy to have you. And how many of you have taken a workshop in lighting before? So few of you have, half of you have, and the other half have never taken a workshop in lighting before. This workshop is going to blow you away. Mark Wallace packs so much information into his workshops and just into every segment that you're going to walk away here absolutely blow your mind. I have probably been in 20 lighting workshops, and I still am just trying to keep my head above water.
Yeah, it's tough.
You really have to just keep practicing and practicing. So this is a good place for all of you to be, to advance that.
Yeah, and thank you guys for joining us here. And you guys out there, if you're interested in joining us here at the Creative Live Classroom, feel free to go to creativelive.com/front row, and you can learn all about how to be right here and join us for one of these workshops.